Hello, and it's Cal back with ScotGamers, and this is part 2 of our Supreme Commander 2 game. And as you know, me, Ryan, and Colgate are playing in a free-for-all, and I'll just get down to it basically. Now, the part that I'm at just now is, I said previous that I'm waiting for Ryan to make his move, but you know what, stuff that, I just decided I'm going to make a move on Ryan. Now, you see just there on the screen before, I'm moving my forces to the right hand side. It'll be Ryan's left hand flank from his base, and I focus on resources even more so. I have my mass converters up and running, have a lot of energy. As you can see, I keep converting, which allows me to produce more forces at the moment. And you can just see the rest of my troops leaving, and that's my troops over there. So I've got air troops, I have land troops, you know, assault bots, that sort of thing, you know, just casual fighter bombers as well. Now my plan was to come right up right behind Ryan if he tried to make a move for me, so I could attack his base while he's attacking mine. And I wondered if it was going to work, and now my sonar picks up a couple of men here coming towards, a couple of troops on the radar, and it looks as if there's going to be a fight going to happen. At this stage I'm producing troops en masse, and I really am getting it down. Now me and Ryan's forces, Ryan is in green, I'm in red, Kogi is in blue. Me and it right at this moment, you know, he looks as if he might get into me a little bit. I send my aerial troops, I see more of his troops moving out. My aerial troops sees his base. Quite small base, he wasn't the best at constructing a base, I would say, for his first base. He didn't build a backup at all, so he should have had a lot more in it, I would believe. And I really do get him to a certain stage. I'm managing to hold him off in the middle here when he's attacking me, which was my plan. I move some troops back just in case, and he starts to move his troops back at the same time as well here, as you'll see. Now, at this stage, what Ryan will self-admit is he's not the best at multitasking in these sort of games. Now I've got several land factories, several air factories producing a lot of troops at the moment, and I've got a lot of energy producing. You'll see my land, you'll see my air factories right there. They're producing a lot. And I just decide I'm going to up it now. I'm going to produce a lot more. I'm going to beat Ryan's attack force, beat his defence forces, and really come in for the swipe at him. But Ryan starts to fight back, and he gets a hold of a lot of things. Now, as you can see, I don't have a lot of attacking troops left, but I've done a damage. That's his ACU. Wonder if I'll get to blow it up. I do jetpack my assault bots right into the middle of his base, even more so his ECU can't escape. Now, as you'll see if you know anything about Supreme Commander 2, ECUs go big bang. They blow up, nuclear explosion, it's huge, and takes out a part of his base with it. Now that's really good. Now his attacking forces are starting to be overwhelmed by my defensive forces now, which is good, you know. Now I will say that Ryan was trying to attack Colgate and me at the same time. He was spreading his resources quite thin, which at the same it's good sometimes, but not all the time. So I will have to say it was unlucky for Ryan that he spread his forces quite thinly. He tried to attack me and defend at the same time, and he did fail in his attack, and his defence did uphold in the end, but he lost all his troops, he had to recreate. And now I'm thinking to myself at the time, what are these troops? Is this Colgate attacking me from the top left hand flank in the sonar? And then I was surprised to see it was Ryan's forces. Now, at this stage, I had just recognised that Colgate had been taking a massive hit off Ryan. Ryan really did take the battle to Colgate, destroy part of his base, his first base, and Colgate had to run away, like I did at the start of the game. Then Ryan comes into me here, and he kills a lot of my troops off, and I'm still producing at this moment. Ryan's focusing on the attack, and my troops are eventually going to hold him off. But at this stage, I thought if this was Colgate was going to attack me, I was in trouble. I just attacked Ryan, put him on the back foot. Now Colgate's coming at me, but it was Ryan. He put Colgate on the back foot, and I've now put Ryan on the back foot. Can Ryan turn it around? That's the thing I'm wondering with this attack. Now, as you'll know, Supreme Commander 2, you can zoom right in and see all the battles, but I actually prefer to zoom out for a bit of more of a grand command of my troops, so I can multitask a bit better, and then I'll zoom in every now and again and see So you won't see a lot of graphical greatness from the videos I do of Supreme Commander 2. You know, you can see the shooting, you can see the aerial forces moving about, and I'm starting to repel Ryan's attacking force. I get more defensive troops out, I get more fighters out, more assault bots out there, and Ryan's attacking force starts to crumble. And it's quite unfortunate for Ryan because he did have me at the start if he kept pushing hard and fast, and he's starting to come back with a bit more troops now, as you can see on the right hand side here. Now this is Ryan that's recovered. He was on the back foot, he's starting to recover now, and he's pushing again at me. He's left Colgi, he's concentrating on me. It's a 1 versus 1 right now. Colgi is out of this game as we speak. He's on the left hand side of me when this was getting recorded, and he was saying it himself, he's going to take a while to recover. Now this is Ryan's troops coming back in at me. And there's a lot of fighting going on there. His troops have moved straight in the middle of mine. They're taking a lot of damage, they're taking a lot of hits. And it's fair to say they were outnumbered and outdone. I've been using my research tree quite well every time I get a chance, as you'll keep seeing throughout the whole video, and never have many points sitting. Now that's a key thing about Supreme Commander 2. Use your research tree, get those bonuses and get help from that. Now this is me, I started to move towards Ryan. I realised that he didn't build a defence, he built offence, you know. That was the thing. That troop that just came into attack there, they were too late to the battle. I killed them off and I'm going in for the kill now. Now I'm thinking to myself, will Ryan have anything sitting? That is the question. And that's me going to expand my base now. I've got a lot of mass sitting, a lot more. I should be using it. I should have been using that a bit better there. That's me creating more energy to convert. Now I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll joint between my land and air to finish off his base at this stage. And I'll keep producing that defensive army at the same time, which maybe Ryan failed to do just there. He failed to build a defensive army and sit it in front of his base to protect it. He kept coming at me. This is me, I'm trying to get a bit of a pincer move and, you know, attack him from the front, see if he comes in his troops. He hasn't got any troops sitting. Now my aerial forces will come from the side, start bombarding from two directions. And then he's got some troops sitting there. Not loads though, and I'm aiming for his land factories now. I'm thinking, he can't build troops if he doesn't have land factories. That is my thought there. I'm going to take out his land factories, stop him creating troops, and then I'm going to kill off the rest of his buildings. This is me again using that research tree even in the midst of battle. And you know, I've got a big army sitting now. You know, 41 assault bots, you know, good air units, EVT, anti-air. I've got some more air units sitting at the side as well. Ryan's main base has had it. Now at this point I was thinking, right, well, he didn't have too much, he didn't recover, will he have a second base? But he did admit to me just at this point that he didn't have a second base as well, so I was going in for the kill, and it was up to Colgi now or an extreme recovery from Ryan to do the damage, you know. Now as you can see, I've got a lot of energy in my base. I've got my mass converters fully operational, I've got a lot of mass sitting, I've got a lot of land factories, I've got a lot of air factories. I'm using my research tree quite well, and I'm managing to multitask a bit better than Ryan, who was my main opponent at this stage in the game. Now he took out Colgi a bit, put him on the back foot, so I didn't really have to worry about him from about mid-game, from until about this point. I'm starting to now think and worry. I'm thinking, right, well, Colgi's had a couple of minutes, you know, he's had 10 minutes now to recover. He's built a second base. What is he going to throw? Is he going to throw at me, or is he going to wait? Now I'm thinking, right, I have to build up that defence. I have to build up that defence just in case. And then I start moving away from Ryan, just in case, and I prep to get my forces back in case I get attacked from behind here. and I leave my fighters in because I know they're the fast ones. Now, as you can see here, Ryan's bringing more forces round. Now I was wondering at this stage, oh look, there's Ryan retreating with forces, and there's Blue, there's Colgie pressing. The Colgie's logic here must have been Ryan's attacked me, I'm going to attack Ryan. Now, my theory here was, right, well, that's Colgie chasing Ryan, he's going to be chasing Ryan, he's not going to expect me to attack him. Now, I'm going to mount my forces up to the left flank and to the central to attack Colgie. Now I know Colgie's base has been pushed somewhere, so I need to discover where that is as well. And I left Ryan, I left his base half destroyed, he had no troops left, and I felt fairly comfortable with leaving him. Instead I tried to finish him off, try to push it over that line so I can go attack Colgie. The old theory of divide and conquer, as it is known. Although it's not much of a theory, and I spot a bit of Colgie's base and I'm thinking to myself, right, well I spotted him, I'll take out some of his, well, engineers, land factory things he's got set, energy. Well, moving my men, I have my fighters sitting to the left, I'll move my main army to the centre and see what he's got. Now, I was trying to attract him out with a few fighters, but he didn't want to come out and show his hand, which I do admire. You know, he doesn't want to come out of his shell. He wanted to sit in a good defence. And what I'm wondering is he going to have enough men, enough troops on the ground to beat my aerial assaults, to beat my numbers? Will he have done the research tree right and, well, have a good chance? And I'm thinking, well, maybe Ryan's pushed him far, and I see some troops moving in here now. I'm thinking, well, that's Colgie's troops then, he must have another base up this right hand side maybe, if he's producing from that area as well. Now I've got about 200 odd troops here approaching them, and I've got more coming out, 500 max remember, so I've got over halfway at the moment. Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to have more land and air factories than Colgie. I know the way him and Ryan play, and I'm thinking, I play to the max. I'll build more, I'll build a bigger base, I'll build a better base. But will my concentration on the base do me in? That is the question. And we've got a couple of skirmish but battles over here as well between me and Colgie. And as you can see, I'm concentrating on my mass, concentrating on building that army. I'm up to 300 odd now, which is good. And my sonar's picking up my vision, more troops coming in from the right. Don't know if it's a lot. Now obviously we need to remember that I'm doing a voiceover. I didn't actually record my microphone at the time, so I already know what's happened, so it's quite hard for me to stay impartial at this point. Obviously I'm biased in my own point of view, but here we go anyway. And I start to create a few fighters and gunships. Gunships are very well, they're really good against ground based targets. Fighter bombers in my race are good, but gunships are much better in the race. And I'm moving even more troops up, you can see it. I'm looking at Ryan now, I'm thinking, is it time to go attack him again? I know what Colgie's bases are. I'm thinking, is it time? Now, I move my fighters over. Let's finish off Ryan's base, let's do it. He's not got lots left. The Ryan's sitting at this point, he's not tried to recover, he ain't got the land factories to produce the engineering he needs, he ain't got the mass, he ain't got the energy. So, Ryan was just sitting waiting for defeat. And I just spread out my forces. As you see, the fighter bombers take their time for their ground units, but they do damage in mass numbers, but they aren't the best in the world. That's why I started building more gunships instead. I have a plan here as well. When I defeat Ryan's base with these troops, I'm going to sweep them right to check if Ryan hasn't built a second base and just completely lying to me. And that I will sweep round behind Colgate at the same time with the right hand side forces, maybe take his eye off the prize or come in with a late sweep to finish him off or something. See if that works. Now, as you can see, I've only got a few points in my research tree. I have still been using it. I now have more troops down that left hand flank as well, which I was speaking about earlier. I've got a lot more I've got aerial to the left, aerial to the right, and my land down the middle, all concentrated into one. And I've got more units coming out. I've got over 400 now. I'm reaching that 500 max, and I'm thinking, I don't think Colgay's going to have enough to push me back if I get a full 450, 500 troop attack right down his throat, or even to the sides. He still hasn't shown his hand. He's still building up. I know he plays a bit more conservative than me. I play a bit more aggressive sometimes late game. Obviously Supreme Commander 2 can last a while. This is a lot later than it usually would be. This is late game, even though it's usually about a mid game on the actual time of the game is taking place. It usually lasts a lot longer than this. Obviously with Ryan and Colgay pushing very fast, the doors open to a fast game, which it did in the end become. You know, it was about I don't even know the full time of it. It was an hour, less than an hour. I did edit the video. I'm only going on the video time just now put together. And this is me moving in my main street. And this is what I call the March of the Penguins. You know, Colgay's showing his hand now. I get my assault bots, and to do this jetpack thing, I got the March of the Penguins. And they just all go straight in there, and the other person has to find their full force at it. Now I've got my anti-air behind, and they're going to come in with their shields and help with the mid and that. Now I know what Colgay's got for defence now. I've half destroyed his forces. My assault bots are taking a lot of hits. I've jetpacked them in March of the Penguins style right into the middle of the base. I love the March of the Penguins, brilliant. And I'm doing a lot of destruction here, and I'm thinking, right, well, surely this isn't what Colgay's got, or was it Ryan? Did Ryan push him back so far that it was hard for him to recover, and it made it easier for me? Now there's Ryan, disconnected from the game. He backed out at this point and knew I was going to win. Although, was I going to win? That was the thing. I know Colgate at this point will have another base. I've got fighters sitting to the right hand side here. The whole right hand side's clear. Is there more going to be sitting? And it says, oh, look at my sonar. Yes, there is. Colgate's got a bit more sitting, so I moved over more fighters, and there was a big explosion. That was Colgate's ACU. There goes all of my assault bots sitting, so I did destroy a lot more troops going in for that there. I've got a lot more coming as well. The Colgate didn't have a massive defence or a massive army sitting, which I'll thank Ryan for. Ryan, thank you. Thank you for that. And at this stage, it is nearing the end of the game. And we'll get to see the scores. There's Colgate has been defeated and I have the victory, which is always good. So, game over, and here are the points. As you can see by the points, I outscored both Ryan and Colgate by a lot. A lot there. Now, I might go through units, resources and research to just have a quick look. I can't actually remember if I did or not. So, this is me doing the voiceover without recollecting the whole video. I tried to do it to what I see, not on memory. Now, as you can see, that outscore was, a lot of that was resources, a lot of that was a research tree as well. And I would say, people, if you're going to play Supreme Commander 2, resources in your research tree are really important. Not only that, but getting that army size, getting the combination of air, land and anti-air combined as well. Now, although naval is in Supreme Commander 2, I'm not a fan of naval. Oh, here we go. Units. Now, Ryan had a lot more kills. and that would be him fighting me and Colgy. You know, resources as you can see on everything. You know, units built, I probably won that, and research I got on research as well. So research and resources won me that game against the guys. So guys, thanks for watching. It's Cal here, and I'll see you later.